Okay, so I hope everyone can see my screen now. So we'll start now with our topic for today, that is warehouse order creation rule. So yesterday we completed the layout oriented storage control, the remaining part of process oriented, remaining part of storage control concept, and then we briefly discussed on warehouse order creation rule and what is warehouse order and how it groups tasks together. Okay, and today we are going to see how the settings are carried out within the creation rule black box, and we get warehouse tasks grouped as grouped into warehouse orders. Okay, so just a recap of, we had gone through a process through wave where we had seen this diagram. So we grouped together a lot of outbound deliveries, list of outbound deliveries based on the time they are supposed to be picked, and we group them into a wave, and the wave is released. Okay, tasks are created, then all the tasks they go through some black box setting, right? So this is the black box, what happens within this black box, or how these tasks are grouped together. Okay, and we get warehouse order 1, 2, 3, or depends on our setting. So let's say we had 5 deliveries, all of them were assigned to one wave. We got 10 tasks created. So through this rule, some tasks were assigned to, let's say, 5 tasks in order 1, 2 tasks in order 2, 3 tasks in order 3. So basically, you had in the background, when the release wave, or we create tasks for group of order deliveries, or one delivery with multiple line items, or one line item for multiple issues. Whenever the tasks are created, they go through the group of tasks are created together. They go through some sort of black box setting. We call it as creation rule settings, and then they are what this the outcome is. We get warehouse orders, and that warehouse orders are then grouped together. Warehouse orders are created based on the grouping of the number of warehouse orders are created based on the grouping of the warehouse tasks. So, um, so we are going to see what all settings are required to be carried out for this to be achieved. Okay. Basically, this is the setting that will help us understand, uh, the logic or the sequence in which the uh, task are, the process in which the tasks are carried out. So let me log into the system. So parallelly we'll see some of the things. So basically, the creation rule, we have seen the assignment of creation rule. Okay, so we'll just go to that setting again. So warehouse order. First thing is that we create creation rules over here. Okay, this is an overview of creation rule. Okay, so as part of our today's session, we'll try to understand what are settings are to be done in a creation rule. So these are creation rules, right? So what are these settings within a creation rule? We will try to understand that. Okay. Then I'm just taking example of picking. Okay. But this creation rule can also be used for put away and internal and any other process. But mostly, we use it for picking. Okay. So we create creation rule, then we define search sequence of creation rule. So here we say for our activity area 8004, we had given a warehouse order creation rule WOCR. We created this creation rule during our POSC setup, right? And in that creation rule, we had assigned the storage process. Storage process had that pick, pack, stage, and load step, right? So in 8004, we have a creation rule where WOCR. What we can do is we can give a sequence of steps, sequence of creation rule. Okay, so first sequence is this, second sequence I'm giving another creation rule, third is, so depending on the activity, we can give a sequence of creation rules, okay, for a particular product, for a particular storage type from where we do picking. Okay, so if you see here, based on the activity you do, you can assign creation rule. We are just taking for our reference only picking. Okay, so you can do it for inventory, internal put away, physical inventory, replenishment, stock change, any activity we want to do, we can use the creation rule concept. We are just taking picking, and the idea here is that when you do this activity, first system will look for this rule. As per this rule, it will try to assign it to orders. Okay, and then if there are no tasks related to this rule, it will take the next rule, then it is going to take the next rule, and so on. Okay, so that's what I'm saying here. You have list of tasks. Okay, then so you can see this creation rule is assigned to activity area. Okay, so activity area means from where you are going to pick. Okay, so just imagine a bit, you have 20 tasks. Okay, and all the 20 tasks, some of them belong to 8004 activity area, some of them belong to 8001, some of them belong to 8003. Okay, so first step, what happens whenever the tasks are created, they are segregated internally. So this is all logic, it happens internally. Okay, in that black box that I have shown you. So first step happens is it groups the tasks together into activity area. Okay, as per activity area. So let's say out of this 20 tasks, 10 tasks belong to 8004. Okay, the remaining tasks which are belonging to 8002 and 8003 will go to, will have another creation rules assigned, and there will be some other flow for that. So let's say for activity area 4, we have 3 creation rules, 1, 2, 3. For activity area 2 and 3, we will have some other creation rules, some other sequence. Okay, let us take one at a time, one activity area at a time. So let's say out of this 20, 10 tasks are to pick from 8004, and system will first go through this rule, then it will go to this rule, then it will go to this rule. So let's say it goes through rule number 1, which is WOCR for us. Okay. just going to the rule and then one by one I'll explain you what are the settings within that rule. Okay, so these are all the settings which we need to understand. This is the storage process we assigned last time. Okay, so first is your item filter is applied. So for activity area 1, there is in the warehouse creation rule there is item filter. Okay, so for your list of orders, let's say 10 tasks, they are getting checked how they will be grouped. So first is in that list item filter is applied. So let's say 10 tasks, out of those 10 tasks we want to filter out some tasks. So we can filter out this way, right? We can say that we create item filter. Okay, so let me show you what this filter is. So we can put many filters here. So here we can very well go into each of these elements. So item filter, first thing. So first thing what will happen is filter will be applied at item level. So if you see what we do at filter at item level is, let's say for example we take heavy items as a rule. So it has item filter HEO1. Okay, so what is HEO1? You will see here in the item filter that minimum weight is 20 kgs. Okay, so only those tasks which are passing this filter will go to the next step. Others will be moved and group. Others, if anything is failing, will be grouped here and then they will go to the next rule. Okay, so out of say 10, let's say 6 go to the next stage, 4 they get dropped out here. Okay, in our creation rule WCR we didn't put any item filter. Okay, but you can very well put item filters like this. Let's say weight, okay, minimum weight, minimum volume, okay, minimum processing time. Okay, you can very well put one item filter which is apart from rate, weight, everything you can put is only no putaway tasks, no internal tasks, no physical inventory tasks, only stock removal tasks to be grouped. So that way we will ensure that only the picking task out of this group of tasks are kind of considered for the next step. Okay, so for our creation rule we can very well maintain that as a filter. Okay. So item filter will filter out whatever gets filtered out will go to the next rule, and same sequence of settings will go to the next, same sequence of settings will be carried out for the next rule. Then if some of the tasks which are failing will again will get grouped together and then they will go to the third sequence of rule. Okay, so if we want we can assign item filter. We don't have any item filter, we have to create first. So here there is a filter saying that only full pallets withdrawn. Okay, so the pallets which are in partial state will not be withdrawn. Okay, so partial quantity, if the delivery is of 3 and you are picking 8, sorry, your delivery is of 8 and you're picking 3, system will not allow you to pick that particular partial quantity order. Okay, that you can skip those kind of partial picking, you can skip here, because if the pallet is of 8 and you're picking 3, you have to do some unpacking, right? So your user, let's say, who has to be assigned this task, who is not capable of doing that packing, so you want to skip the packing activity, so you can filter that as well. Okay. So we can assign any filter here. Just wanted to assign a filter of that only picking tasks should be created. I'm just looking at the filter. Which one should I assign? PIO1 is the best one, where we say no other thing, just no putaway, stock removal or physical inventory tasks. PIO1 will assign it to our order. Okay. Then we get, let's say, 6 tasks over here. Okay. Then we have something called as filter on subtotal level. So now when you move this, okay, when you take it to the next step, you group it per consolidation area, consolidation groups. So in one activity area, we have different aisles. Okay, so what we can do is we can group the aisles into one consolidation group. Okay, so we can create separate consolidation group for each of the aisles, so that each order is created for each consolidation group. Okay, so let's say we have 3 aisles. Okay, and 2 tasks belong to aisle 1, 2 tasks belong to aisle 2, 2 tasks belong to aisle 3. Let's say your requirement is a person going for picking in aisle 1, he should only pick in aisle 1. He should not go to the next aisle. Okay, a person picking in aisle 2 should not go to aisle 3 or 1. Suppose if that is the case, we can also skip using consolidation group. We can say that any person, whoever is assigned a task, can pick the 6 tasks from aisle 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so if you want to group that, then you, for each aisle we assign a different consolidation group. Okay, let's say if we don't assign, then what system does, for the 6 tasks, system will find out a subtotal. Okay, so now this was at individual task level, then a subtotal for all the tasks, subtotals are carried out, total of weight, total of volume. Okay, and another filter is applied, that is at a subtotal level. So this is subtotal filter now. Okay, so let us go to filters, and you can see there is, whenever we create filter, there is an option here, filter at subtotal level. Let's say minimum will be 5. Okay, so here it is saying that minimum item per number of items, each subtotal should be 5. So here, we are saying that group it into group of 5 by 5. Okay, so subtotal level also we can give, at the mostly we can give minimum weight, maximum weight we can give, and the number of items. So we had 6 tasks, and if we apply this subtotal filter, so the 6 tasks will be grouped as 5 and 1. Okay, so here we are at this stage, we'll get 2 orders, one for 5 tasks and one for 1 task, because we are saying that subtotal level filter should be 5, number of tasks will be 5. Okay, then once you apply this filter, then the last group, our group is now 5 and 1. So each of this group will now be applied limit. Okay, so this is again a, so we say, whenever the tasks are going through warehouse order creation rule, we say the limits and filters are applied. So you apply filter and then overall level you apply limit. Okay, so let us see what we can see in limit. So we can limit, we can control the size of the order. Okay, so again we say maximum number of items per warehouse order, maximum weight, maximum volume. Okay, generally the maximum number of items per warehouse order, we can do that. Then we can say that maximum weight is 25 kgs, because This is this kind of picking we do using lighter forklifts, or using handheld dollies. So maximum weight is 25, above that cannot be picked. So you apply a filter here, apply a limit here now, saying that okay, for the 5 tasks, the limit is 5 tasks. Let's say the 5 tasks, the weight goes above 50 kgs. So what it will do for the first 2 tasks, let's say the weight is around 25, less than 25, it will create one order, okay, and the remaining 3, let's say they come into 25 kgs, it will create 3 orders now for us. The last one is less than 25. If the last order is more than 25, it will be left out, and it will go again, to the next group of remaining tasks, which will be applied to the next order now. Okay. So now what we got is, we got an order of 2, 3, and 1. So similarly, once your limit is applied, then you get an order of 2, 3, and 1. Okay. Then your limits, your filters getting applied. After your limits and filters they are applied, you get limits, filters, you have something called as sorting. Okay, sorting means how do you sort this orders. Okay, so when the tasks are grouped together, you can see there are 10 tasks here. So how the tasks are sorted here, based on pick path, we generally sorted, let's say aisle 1, then aisle 2, then aisle 3. You can sort it, then aisle 1 will be, grouped together first, and then aisle 2 will be grouped together, aisle 3 will be grouped together. This way we, as per the picking path, we group the inbound uh, task. Okay. Then you have warehouse order sorting. This controls like how your orders are assigned to tasks. Okay, so how the tasks within that order are sorted. So let's say in one order we had 3 tasks. So which task should be coming first? Which one should be coming second? Which one should be coming third? So what should be the sorting? So we generally do a pick path. Let's say aisle 1, then aisle 2, then aisle 3. What is my picking path? Okay, go in that sequence. Okay, so first all the tasks of aisle 1, then all the tasks of aisle 2. So when the user goes for picking, he goes from one aisle to another. Okay, so these are few more settings you can do. We know already storage control. You can do inbound sorting, list of tasks which are coming and they can be sorted internally accordingly. Warehouse orders can be sorted. Okay. Then other settings we don't use much. We use one more setting here is packing profile. Okay. So let me show you an order. Then it will help us to understand what this packing profile, what it does. I'm not sure, but if you have seen me creating PKHUs, so this is let's say any order I take. Okay, so I confirm it in foreground. I'm trying to confirm it. Then here you can see that it's being picked into HU this, but the destination is different. The destination is also same, but let's say if I want the destination to be different. So what I do here is I create a pick HU like this. Okay, now I give a packaging material. Create a HU. what are packing material? Say Euro 5. Check with another HU here. Okay, and what I'm doing is I am picking this HU. I'm picking from this HU stock, and I'm picking it into this HU. So why this pick HU is required? You know, like we take trolleys when we go for picking, when we go for buying any groceries. You know, in that trolley we put all the products that we are buying, right? Same way a picker when he goes to picking the parts in the aisles, he takes an empty trolley with him. Okay, that is called as a pick HU. That empty trolley he takes with him, and in the trolley he'll put one HU, small, two, three parts, and some more things. And then once he has taken all the parts together, okay, in that warehouse order. So in that case, you know, the warehouse order will have 3 or 4 tasks, or 10 tasks, 20 tasks. So you take all the parts into that trolley now, and then there'll be just all the tasks will have just one pick HU, and that everything will be picked into that. Okay, and then when you go and place the trolley to line of a packing area, you are, you know, kind of saying that, hey, I picked it in this trolley, I kept this trolley in the packing area. So now in packing you can remove from the trolley, and then, you know, you make the trolley empty again, and then, you know, send it back for picking again. Okay, so this pick HU here I am creating manually, right? If you want this picking HU to be created automatically, then you use the packing profile over here. See, pick HU packing profile. Okay, so do we have anything for picking? Okay, so here we assign a packing profile, and using this packing profile, we assign it in the pack specs, and we get a handling unit coming up automatically. Okay, assign warehouse stocks to HU, create HU. If you want to put some customized logic, you can implement body also here for your packing operation. Just if you want to create HU and keep it for your scanning purpose, you can do this. Okay, so this packing profile is then, you know, later on assigned to a pack specs. Okay, then when we create a pack spec, we will give the packaging material to this packing profile. And then accordingly, you know, whenever your tasks are created or orders are created, this pick HU gets automatically assigned. Just showing you where we can see the profile in the pack specs. Here you can see, you know, here's packing profile. So this packing profile system reads, and system will propose this is the as the packaging material. Okay. So your ultimate aim is to get the packaging material created here. Number of packaging material will be created based on number of products you're going to pick, and you know how much is your quantity is maintained in your pack. Okay. So this is the Pikachu thing. So we get the warehouse products created. Okay. So the entire these things are, you know, explained here. You can go through it in theoretically. Okay. Then we can also again recap this rule concept. So we have warehouse request. Let's say we have 2 warehouse requests. We have, let's say, 10 tasks for the 2 requests. Then all the 10 tasks are grouped together as per the activity area. Let's say 3 tasks are to be picked from A1, 3 tasks are to be from activity area 2, 2 tasks are to be from activity area 3. So then for each of this, we try, let's say, activity area 2, this one, where we have 4 tasks. 4 tasks will first go to warehouse order creation rule 3, and in 3, you know, the first black box, all the setting system will go through. We create 2 tasks. Then the ones task 1 and 2 are applied through item filter or limit, and then they will appear here as activity area 2 for activity area 2, and here again for activity area 2 next rule where WCR2 it will be applied to it, and then for the second rule it will be applied, and task will be created. Let's say there are, out of these 4 tasks, if any task is not satisfying but as per rule 3 or rule 2, then system will assign it to an order based on internal defined uh, creation rule. So you can see this, some of the orders which are open, warehouse orders which are open, they are not assigned. We didn't assign a separate rule for that. So even if you miss, system will assign internally a default creation rule. Okay, so default is internally taken by the system, and it assign one task to one order, and just make sure you have some rule maintained in your order because it's mandatory. So if you don't do any setting, or your settings you have done, but still you have some tasks which don't satisfy your rules, then system will internally assign it to a task to a rule and create orders for it. Okay. So is it clear theoretically warehouse order creation rule? Any questions on the concept? Anything looks unclear still, you can ask. Is it fine? Shall we go ahead with doing some demonstration for this now?
Yes, sir.
So, demonstration, let us first create some tasks, some deliveries, and then we'll assign it to one wave, release the wave, and we'll kind of see, the tasks getting grouped together. Okay. So first, I think since we are focusing on picking rule mostly, during the picking we come across creation rule. So let me see if we have sufficient stock for our finished product. Okay, so we have around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 handling units, and on the stock this handling unit has in 4 or 2 each. What is the total quantity? 24. Let's say we create 4, 4, 4. Let's say we create 2 deliveries of each with let's say 2 handling units of 4. So let's say we have a delivery of 8 two deliveries of 8. Okay, so we'll do multiple picks, that will give us multiple picks. So first let us create those deliveries here in ECC. Basically we'll try to first create delivery, the send to wave, and then ECC new. Then we'll do some settings at the rule and see how it impacts. Yeah. Then we have already created some deliveries for this part, some old deliveries, and let us use them. So already deliveries are open, that is why it's not allowing me to, it's not giving me the available stock. So let's use SAP EWM T-F100. Good thing is with the outbound deliveries, you can reuse your outbound delivery for your testing by cancelling the picking. You don't have to always create it. So you have this delivery which is for 4. Let us change the quantity to 8. So it's not been picked. Then let me take one more. This one. There is no picking task. Cancel. I'll change it to 8. So we have 2, 4, 6 and 11390. Okay. So these are, let's say, our 2 orders. Okay, now let's assign them to one wave. So since they are all orders, they might be already assigned to some of the other wave. Okay, we will unassign from the wave and assign them to this wave. So, or let us see which wave they are assigned into, and we can merge any wave or so. So this 11346 is assigned to wave 4005. Okay, so that's just one item. So what I'll do is this one 11390 is assigned to 7. So what I'm going to do is remove one from the other and make them into one wave. You can manually also do that. Okay, so let's say 1130 assignment, and here I will say assign this is assigned to 1130. So I need to assign it to information sourcing. Replace this. So I have just removed them from their existing wave. So this is why I assigned to wave 8, 11390 and 11346. Now they are both coming in one wave. Okay, so since I unassigned them from their existing waves, they have just gone and grouped together automatically. Okay, so when let me see if we have available stock first. I don't want to once we start picking, I don't want to see a situation where we don't have a. So we are going to create 2 tasks. Total 4 tasks will be created. Okay. So I just want to see if there are any open tasks. I would like to cancel that from 8004 so that no task. That's fine. So when I release this wave, so task will be created. So let us try out something in our creation rule. In a creation rule, let us say very we assigned item filter. Let us put a limit saying that in our wave maximum items is 5. Let us copy that and let's say maximum items are 2. Okay, in one order. So it will create 4 tasks, or let's say 3. So out of those 4 tasks, 3 of them will be grouped together into one order and one will be assigned to another order. Okay. Oh, sorry. I will give a name as MX03. Okay, then we'll go and assign it to rule. Okay, then we are going to release this, and then what we'll expect is 4 tasks should be created, and then those 4 tasks, the 3 should be there. So let us try out. So this will be automatically released as per the time. It should be released at 9, but we don't have that much time. We will release it manually. Okay, I think we'll have to remove the POSC because that is contradicting here. Let us try out without POSC because even in the delivery the or we can change the delivery here. Let's try changing the delivery, and we'll put 9025 as a staging area here if we can. It is allowing us. If not, then we'll cancel the POSC. Okay, let me change it by manual. Okay, so 9025. So these deliveries were created before we tested, the POSC. So it's kind of, taking the staging area GI zone. I'm just trying to manually change it back to. Okay, so I think we can now use our POSC. Okay, come on, let's try to release it now. So you can see 2 warehouse tasks created and 1 warehouse order was there. 1 warehouse order created. Okay, and I think it did not find sufficient quantity, so it's released. Okay, so it created 1 warehouse order with 2 tasks. Let us upload. This is quantity in pallets. So this is again, it's picking from there to packing. We just have 2 tasks created. Both the tasks are assigned to 1 order, but I think our packing. Let us observe our packing. It should have taken. Should have created 4 tasks of, because each HU is having 4. Let us see why it has created 2 tasks. Open delivery. Team and then warehouse tasks. OWHT. This warehouse order. This is for the packing profile. I need to maintain this without supply chain unit. Supply chain unit was giving us an issue. But non-obstinate team access. Okay. Okay, maybe we need to revisit these fields. Why some of them are not as wanted. I'm just trying to check in why it is taking it in palettes, somewhere in product master it is mentioned. So I think we need to two things. We need to get the task created in not in pallets, but at least in pieces. Automatically, it's taking it in pallets, and moreover, it's creating tasks in two bins, and it's not, considering the packing specs, same bin. It's created two tasks for two deliveries. It has created just for both the deliveries. It has created one task each. Okay, so basically from the same bin, it's trying to pick, you know. Um, 8 quantities from one bin, 8 quantities from another bin. Okay, so what it is we have said is maximum. So as per our assumption, the maximum number of tasks were 3. Okay, so that is why we didn't get two orders. Okay, so both the orders are assigned to this. Both the tasks are assigned to the same order. So what it's trying to do for each delivery, it has created one task. It didn't consider the packing quantity. Okay, so both of them are assigned to one warehouse order. So it didn't reach the limit of 3. So if we had 3 and more tasks, then we could have seen, one more order created. Okay. So now just you can see one order, 2 tasks. What we'll do is I'll try to check that part of pallets later. But what we can just when we are checking the creation rule, what we can quickly check is we can say is maximum limit is 1. We have 1 MXO1 maximum 1 item. Okay, now let us recreate a task. So we'll see, now it's creating, it created the orders are gone now since it created one order with 2 tasks. Now we are saying one order should have only 1 task. Okay, so you can see 2 tasks created and 2 orders are created. Okay, so oh sorry, created 1 order only. Maybe I'll have to go back and come in again. So this order, you should get 2 orders created, each for 1 task, because what we are saying is our limit is 1. Okay. So let us test that. Limit MXO1. So its maximum item per warehouse order is 1. Okay. So let's go back. And let's try again. So 2 deliveries, 2 tasks will be created. Let's see if we can get 2 orders now. Still creating 2 tasks, but Yeah, this time it created two orders here. I think. Sorry. Orders. Let's look both of them. These are two orders that was created, and you can see, each of them has one task each. So this is coming, because of, you know, uh, the creation rule. We said one task the limit, so it assigned, one task per order. Okay. So in the previous case it was three, and we had, planned for four tasks. So it would have created one order with three and one order with one. Okay. So I'll try to sort that out. It's basically the unit of measure. If we sort out this, then four tasks will be created. So in that case, we get one with three, one with one. Okay. So basically that we'll try to execute on the RF gun. Just we saw, how the previously before I maintained the limit of one, we had just one order with two tasks. After I maintain a limit of one, only one task per one order, I got two tasks, two orders, each with one task. And you can see they have a creation rule, WOCR. Okay, it went in the sequence. The first creation rule, kind of applied, and it was all the tasks were satisfying that rule. So it created task accordingly based on that rule. Okay, so I think we'll stop here today. We'll try to confirm this task on RF gun tomorrow. Maybe once we get that two tasks created, and we'll see how, we have already seen that, but we'll do a recap. How, warehouse orders are, what is the difference between warehouse order with one task and warehouse order with multiple tasks? How what is the, how the execution works on the RF gun? Okay, so what is the benefit of grouping tasks in one order? Okay, so tomorrow when we execute on the RF gun, we'll further understand, why physically, multiple tasks are grouped together into order, how it helps business or warehouse or the warehouse management system, how it helps, the physical process of warehouse by grouping of tasks. So when we see it on the RF gun, then we'll come to know, why this creation rule and why this, all these settings we have to go through. So physically what benefit we'll get, when we execute this task on the gun tomorrow, we will be further, imposing that particular point. So any questions for today? We'll stop here today and we'll continue confirming these tasks tomorrow. Okay. So any questions before we end for today? Okay, if no questions, I'll end the session and we'll catch up again tomorrow same time. Bye.
Right.